In this video, I'm going to show you my process on how I created this piece using photobashing, which is taking photos and manipulating them together, then painting on top of it to create a very quick concept piece. So let's get into this. I started off with a pretty basic sketch and then began putting down some paint so I can get a better idea of where I wanted to go with this. I know a lot of artists will start with a more basic sketch and immediately put in photos that they can then paint on top of. However, this wasn't really working for me. I'm new to this process, so I wanted to start off with a more fleshed out idea and then add on the photos. And I think it really worked out in the end for me. Here I put in the first photo. I think this will go really well with this piece. So I'm just going to put it down, delete the edges that I don't want, and then I'll duplicate it, add a mask to it. So anything you paint black on the mask will show through, and anything you paint white will hide. So it makes it really easy to blend in. To blend these two grasses together, I'm going to create a new layer and change the blending mode to color, and then I'll color pick the green grass and paint over it. You can see how quick that was. Essentially what that's doing is it's preserving the color value and changing the color hue. So it's really quick and easy. I use it all the time, especially with like skin tones. If it's just a little bit too gray and I want to add a little warmth or life to it, I'll just choose a new color, put a color mode, and paint over it. It's very handy. Alternatively, if you don't want to create a bunch of layers like I do, you can just change the actual blending mode on the paintbrush you have. feeling pretty good about the composition here, so I'm just going to use a color lookup table and a curves adjustment layer to darken it overall. Let's make it a little bit easier to add some more cinematic lighting. part goes by pretty quick, so I'm going to explain what I do here. I'll create a new layer set to 50% gray and the blending mode to overlay. Then I'll add noise and a Gaussian blur effect on top of that. Then I'll set the overall opacity of the layer down between 9 to 14%. And what this does is add a little bit of digital grain to the overall painting, and it really helps to blend it all in. If you have so many layers like I do, around 41, sometimes you'll get that harsh digital effect, and it's not very nice. So this will help blend that in. if you enjoyed this video, you got this far, I assume you did, or maybe you fell asleep. Either way, wake up, hit that like button, and subscribe if you'd like to see more.